All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ideal Tone, and I'm here to make it known. And we back with another episode of Binge or Cringe. All right, let's get back to it. You know how we do it. We choose our topics for discussion. We go in, we say what's bingy, what's cringe, and today we're going to do something a little more simple, something that shouldn't take us as long as majority of our binge or cringe episodes. We're going to talk about two specific anime: Black Clover and Demon Slayer. Okay, pretty simple. We're gonna go hit. We're all gonna talk about it. Go head to head with the two of them. Which one is the more binge? Which one is the more cringe? And we're gonna give our honest opinions. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're both very good anime, but there's certain things about each one in their aspects and what they bring to the table that separates them. So let's go ahead and talk about that. But before we get into that exactly, let me introduce who we got here again. All right, we got the boy Risky Sama.
Hello.
All right. Next in the final, another corner, we have Cobalt Zero.
What's up?
And then we have my boy Stro. What's good, Stro?
Hey, me.
It him. What's
Wait, me.
Very declarative statement.
So, we are here. We are live. We know what we're talking about. Let's go ahead and get into it. Who wants to start off?
I'll start it actually because I'm just now watching Black Clover. I'm only one episode in, but I've been hearing a lot about the main character's voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard about it, but like a lot of people are telling, or well, from what I heard, the voice actor for the main character is really, I guess, obnoxious. And I decided to watch the anime in Japanese sub.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. This is very obnoxious voice acting from the main character. But the so far from what I got from the first episode, it's very entertaining, very interesting.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that he's got this underdog already, underdog personality going from already, which is always a dope thing to have for a main character, because once they power up and once they start like actually going into it, it's gonna lead up to something dope.
Right.
So it's it's a little crazy right now for me, but I know it's gonna lead into something amazing.
Okay. True.
Great storytelling, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Like, I feel that Black Clover. So since we're starting on, since he started with that, let's just talk about Black Clover. I feel like Black Clover is a great anime. It has a great story. The action is pretty good. The art is more like 60-40 for me, because sometimes the art is very like cool, very fast paced, very graphic, but then sometimes it draws me, it pulls me back.
During rush time, they're always kind of pushing through anime as quick as they can to meet schedule. So you're gonna have drops in quality as they get overrun with work.
Yeah.
Unless you're Demon Slayer and you look beautiful the whole damn time.
Goddamn masterpiece.
But I digress. We're doing Black Clover right now.
Yeah.
Got 3 seasons now?
Yeah, going 3 seasons only. It was headed for the 4th, but only because they're taking precautions that it didn't go to the 4th season yet.
Yeah. There are a lot of parallels between Black Clover and Naruto.
True.
I mean,
You had
the voice acting of the main character is super annoying. Yeah, that was Naruto. Yeah. Like the very first episode of Naruto, I'm just, God, I just want to punch this kid in the mouth.
And not even just that. It's the whole, I want to be acknowledged. I want to be king or Hokage. It's that.
Hokage, want to be the magical emperor.
Yeah. It's that whole parallel is something else too.
Yeah, definitely a few parallels, but that at the same time you have to think Naruto had the fox within him, and Asta has a devil within him, But beyond that, the story takes on a life of its own.
That's true.
And it has a wide cast of characters. and I feel like the way that they do the character development for each person is better than a lot of anime. You know, you get episodes all about one character. You know, most animes will do that. They'll do a little bit, but you get like actual development every arc on these characters, so they do actually develop. As opposed to most anime where you'll get a little bit of development and then you'll get a little bit of power ups of anyone who's not a main character. You know.
Right. Right. I see what you're saying.
So I enjoyed it thoroughly. Black Clover is one of those fun animes that you can just sit down and watch and enjoy.
True.
Excuse me.
All right. What about you,
I
Risky?
don't know. For me, the thing that I honestly really liked about Black Clover was just like how the characters looked. Like they made like whenever they were going to do like some badass thing, they made it badass, dude. Like they went all out. Like that's what I liked about it, man.
Yeah.
Like when Asta learned his new form, dude. That form was.
I'm be honest with you. That was probably my favorite. One of my favorite episodes when he learned to do that.
Amazing.
That was great, and the artwork for that whole battle scene was beautiful.
All his fights are great.
Yeah, it's like between all that and like even I don't know. I like the goofiness in anime. Like I loved Fairy Tail because how goofy it was, and exactly like this, I like the goofiness. Like even the captain, like, oh, if you wouldn't have saved me, I would have learned a final move, or I would have learned a special technique, or awoken some hidden power. It's like they're just breaking the fourth wall, and it's hilarious.
That's true.
The guy that consistently poops.
Yeah. It's the funniest thing though. When he's not out battling or doing a mission, he's always on the toilet.
Dude, you gotta make do, man.
Eating a lot of fiber, all
right? Whatever. He drinks a lot. That's for sure.
I mean, who doesn't?
All right. So we went around. So based off what we said, here's my question: what makes it? Besides what truly makes it binge worthy? Is it the artwork? Is it the action? Is it the actual story, or is it everything?
Well, I mean, we'd all say everything, but what in particular would you pick as a defining factor for why you love the anime?
For why I love it?
Absolutely, the style.
Me, I would have to say it is the action, like the action that's combined with the artwork. It's pretty good. I will say the thing that makes it, like I said, I love the anime, but the thing that makes it like 60-40 for me or did I say 70-30? I said something along those lines, right?
Yeah, it's the drop in quality in between, you know.
The drop in quality, and not only that, I'm in agreement with Maestro. The main character, Asta's voice. Oh my goodness, you too, Kobo. I'm in agreement. Oh my goodness, it could be irritating, and he's like over, and his character could be very over the top. And I understand him being over the top when his character or what he's doing requires it, like missions and everything. But him being over the top 100% of the time is a little much for me. And I know that's something that. That's the goofiness that Risky was talking about that he enjoys. But for me, like, I like the goofiness, but so much of it, especially coming from him being over the top all the time, it could be a little much. And I'm like, okay, let me get into the next fighting scene.
but that's where who was his enemy? Was it Yuno?
Yeah,
that's
Yuno.
His enemy, right? Well, not the enemy, but
his rival. Yeah, Yuno counteracts him.
Yeah, he's his polar opposite. Like they're his yin to his yang, man.
That's it, Sasuke right there.
Yeah, that's Sasuke.
Every anime's got to have its antagonist and its protagonist, man.
Yeah.
But like, Yuno's not really an antagonist though. He's just literally just a rival. That's the only difference.
I mean, he's what's drawing out Asta, whatever you want to call him's power, man. That rivalry, just like in every other badass anime, the rivalry is what brings out the character in them.
Okay. Yeah.
The style that they kick in when they power up, each time they power up, they look more and more badass.
Yeah.
I love the style in the
And
anime.
I'm gonna be real. Asta is a true. He's a true dope protagonist, which makes him awesome. He really brings to the table what he needs to do to make, and not only just him, all the cast they bring to the table to make it binge, to truly make it an anime you can binge. I'm not gonna say binge worthy. You know what I mean? There's a difference for me when I say binge or binge.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Risky, what do you think? What's your defining factor? The comedy?
What my defining factor in the anime?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for Black Clover.
one thing you could pick. What is your favorite thing about the anime?
Um, Honestly, I just really like the badass fights. I love watching Asa learn do his final abilities, his final form, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is
And
pretty
even
cool.
like what was the fire princess lady, the one that became the captain of
Yeah.
the
Oh no,
Phoenixes or
she's
whatever.
dope. She's one of my favorite
Dude,
characters.
she was a
She,
monster,
she
bro.
mopped the
She was so
floor with
amazing.
the dude with the third eye. She mopped the floor with that last dude.
Oh, they didn't say the chance. It was just like they were just introducing just these just OP characters, and I that's what I'm about, dude. When I'm watching anime and someone is just like so powerful, like I love that. I'm real into the OPness in certain characters.
All right, what about you, Kobo?
Oh, I picked the style, so I believe it is Maestro's turn. What would you pick? I know it's a little early.
Uh,
What stood out to you the most in the amount that you watched?
it's gonna be the character development. Like I said, it's the pieces are there. It's just putting it together and seeing what becomes of it.
Right.
True, true.
Yeah, you can't have a great anime without great character. All right, so we covered Black Clover for the most part. Now we're moving on. Chris, start us off with Tanjiro.
Oh,
Let's jump right into Demon Slayer.
well, how many how far we talk? We gonna talk about Tanjiro. We're gonna go all the way back to the Sengoku period where the anime actually started.
Yeah, we're going to just talk about the anime
Oh,
itself.
God,
Yeah, calm down, calm down.
You're getting very excited. I understand.
Japan,
it's a good anime. That's all it was. It's a good anime. My boy Tanjiro and that fucking sword. Let me tell you about this man.
We all want to freak out like that. Yeah.
By the way, that was my second F bomb. I just want to throw it out there. So I have three left. But anyway, no, I mean the anime's dope. I mean, from the fighting sequences to the art style, it's gorgeous, man. Like I don't know, like if you read the manga or the manga, however you pronounce it, it's got its little goofy art style every now and then. The anime knows how to really take itself from a goofy tone to a very serious tone to like it's they've mastered that technique.
Mhm.
Now going to Tanjiro, it's his character development. He went through that whole, his life was like, he has the weight of his family on his shoulders, and he's like, he's the man of the house, and he's got to take care of his family, and he's doing his thing, and he comes back, and then moves on. Jackson happens, and man, it's something definitely worthy of like just binging. Like I'd say
Absolutely.
give it maybe like 2-3 episodes. You're gonna get hooked. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, and all right, so I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Like Demon, this anime for me took what we call the beginning of the next generation of anime, right? Because the next generation of anime was like Black Clover. What's the other one? My Hero Academia. This.
Right.
Hmm?
Those are the leading three. You're right. You're absolutely right. Those are the biggest anime out right now because what the prior generation was Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, and
And and the grand poobah of all of them is Dragon Ball.
right. And Dragon
Dragon
Ball was the
Ball, Dragon
grandfather
Ball
to that.
is the Naruto era, though. Dragon Ball is the generation before that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Dragon Ball is the grand poobah. It's the ultimate.
What was it before Dragon Ball? It was Dragon Ball, Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho was the first generation that we really had out here.
Yeah, that's true. Yu Yu
Right.
Hakusho was up there, but it's just that Dragon Ball. Like, don't get me wrong, Yu Yu Hakusho was definitely a close second to me. I don't think Inuyasha was one of the three, but it wasn't as good in my personal opinion, as Yu Yu Hakusho and
But
so-
it
and
was super popular.
mhm.
Super popular.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but other than that, like, this anime was beautifully done, and it's like the person or the people who were behind it, they saw what was happening in anime. They saw what happened in anime in the past, where anime was going in the future. They put all that together and made like the perfect, almost. And I'm not gonna say flawless because I don't believe in perfection. But I'm like, this was as close as perfection you're gonna get to an anime right now, in my personal opinion.
It's defining anime for the decade.
Yeah.
You know, it established its position in the top 10 anime of all time in the shortest amount of time I've ever seen an anime do that.
Yeah, that's top 10. What are you talking about? It's top 3. It's definitely a part of the new generation flagships.
Leaving room for someone to try and top them. I don't think it's possible, but you got to leave room.
I'm not saying that is not. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. All I'm saying is it made a spot for itself in the top 3 for the new generation flagships.
What the anime has, I think. I'm pretty sure that I know it won at least 3 huge ones.
Yeah.
Such a good anime. The pacing is well done. The story is well done. The character design is fits the period extremely well. The fights are epic.
Yeah. Yep.
And the story itself, you would think, I mean, how many Demon Slayer type animes have come out over the last 30 years?
Oh, a bunch.
Off the top of my head, and I wouldn't even be trying that hard. But this one separates itself from the rest of them by having a compelling story, a fantastic animation team working behind it, and just great character development.
No, the character. No, like, not even just okay. Forget everyone else. Tanjiro's character development, along with his sister, it's from the beginning. It was flawless, and then you add every other character on top of that. Every character has character development to the point like you can, if you wanted to just know their backstory, or like if they can make a separate story off of them within the anime itself, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Like, believe it or not, I love fucking Tanjiro, but in my opinion, my favorite character is actually what's his name? Zenitsu?
Zenitsu?
Yeah. I just like, I understand he's like a coward, but the second that man just like focuses and like, or just I guess not focuses, is like blacks out.
Yeah.
He's a god. He's amazing.
No,
dude.
he's destructive.
He
He's
reminds
destructive.
me of freaking Minato.
Dude, he bugs the crap out of me.
Oh, dude, he's annoying. He absolutely is.
Badass,
But
it is probably one of the most badass characters in the fucking series. So I gotta side with you on that.
No, as soon as he blacks out, I don't even like. All right, here's my thing on it. Tanjiro's a dope swordsman. Tanjiro know what he's doing. He out here getting it. But if I had to put beginning Tanjiro, like in the very beginning, after he got his sword and everything, and he was doing it by himself before he met Zenitsu, I feel like if Blackout Zenitsu versus regular Tanjiro before Tanjiro leveled up went at it, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Gotten swiped.
Well, it's funny that you said that.
You know?
What'd you say, Chris? I mean, Sean.
Well, we're gonna have a talk about that concept on a later episode because I don't want to ruin anything. But no, it's funny that you mentioned that because there is a reference that the manga does point out in terms of when Zenitsu enters that state. We'll talk about that later.
Right.
Without ruining anything.
So, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna have to come back to this one because I mean, this is one that we'll probably end up doing dozens.
No, we're definitely. I'll be honest with you. We're gonna have to come back to Demon Slayer, especially after the movie drops and the next arc comes out. We have to come back.
And after the season after that, yeah, we're gonna be doing this like 4 or 5 times. That's how good of the anime is.
Yeah, man. Cause like I want to do strictly an episode just on the movie itself.
Absolutely.
I better be there for that.
Oh, you will be. You will be.
But
Like-
so like, yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we've been talking about it, like Demon Slayer. Anything cringeworthy though? Like, can we? Like, I'm curious to see if anything about.
That word in the same sentence.
I can't develop anything for that.
Now, actually, I absolutely you can. There's always going to be something to gripe.
But then it's gonna be nitpicky though, and you know it, and you know.
That's
it's
the
gonna
thing.
be-
That's the thing. That's why I don't want to say anything because what I have thought about is not really that important.
Right.
All right. Well, what is it? What would you call cringeworthy in this anime?
It's not.
My pighead boy. Why he gotta look so pretty? That's why he gotta look so goddamn pretty.
I can't handle that kind of dialogue.
Huh?
All right.
What's his name? I forgot. What's his name again?
Inosuke.
Why he gotta look so pretty, man? Like what?
Man.
This whole savage is the most handsome, boyish girl ever. What?
That's
Oh, I
what
can't wait to.
head, correct?
Huh?
That Inosuke is the one with the boar's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at the eyeballs and the boar's head. That shit just creeps me out every time I see it.
Like he's a whole badass. As soon as he takes that head off, you're like, huh.
Whenever he takes it off, I think of the anime girl, the
Oh yeah. That's exactly what you mean. That was probably the most accurate sounding sound effect I've ever heard.
But you know what I gotta say though? I gotta say, I respect him, yo. He came up with his own form of breathing.
Yeah, that's also true.
Bestial breathing? Like what?
He got to the strength level equal to everyone else with less training. Imagine what that kid be capable of if he had more training.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the beauty of it. So if you low-key notice that Inosuke and Tanjiro both train on a mountain, mind you, it's less oxygen level. This whole anime is about breathing.
Yeah, but that was the key factor.
Well,
That's the thing they have to take into consideration that makes them so badass is that, you know, it's all about breathing and they have oxygen deprivation where they were training. It's like, you got to really appreciate those little things that the anime throws in there to actually, like, I guess, notice it.
Yeah, and not to mention,
it's crazy.
And not to all right, and then, like we're talking about the swordsman a lot. Let's move on. If we're gonna keep talking about.
Hold on, Risky. What do you think, man?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut Risky off.
What do you mean?
What you haven't? We haven't said anything about the anime. Do you love the anime?
No, he said something.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, he said his piece.
Yeah,
But
I said who my favorite character was.
But I feel like we're focusing so much on the swordsman. Let's talk about the demons.
In the demons themselves that I love.
First, before we even get into the other demons, the two main demons we have to discuss is
Muzan Jackson?
Huh?
Muzan Jackson?
No.
You're not gonna tell me you don't look like Michael Jackson.
He do look like Michael. He do look like Michael Jackson. He do look like he about to moonwalk into some blood. Yeah. No, I what's Tajiro's sister name again?
Nezuko.
Nezuko. Let's talk about how dope Nezuko becomes.
Oh no, we can't.
No. I'm not talking about the manga. I'm talking about the anime itself.
Okay.
First of all, she never eats human flesh. That's number one. She turns away from it.
And it's turning her into a different kind of demon.
Mm-hmm.
Something that no one else at the top knows exactly what. So
And
there's a lot of story ready to tell about her, and she's shaping up to be super badass.
not to mention, her and Tanjiro are like the ultimate team.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're in sync. They were raised by the same father who clearly has a history that we don't know about yet, but we got a glimpse of it at the end of the first season.
Exactly.
So they come from a lineage that has something clearly to do with the story that we don't know everything about yet.
And not to mention, the leader of the demons, he wants Tanjiro dead. He said, "Kill the one with the Hanafuda earrings." I was the son Hanafuda earrings. I was like, "Yo."
Because unlike all the other demon slayers, he keeps running into him.
No, it's not even that. He when he saw the earrings, he was like, "I recognize those earrings."
So that's the link to the family.
Mm-hmm.
There's clearly history there about his family that tie back to them. They haven't dove into it yet. It's a new development. I cannot wait for the second season.
I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like if it's not Tanjiro, he might have beef with Tanjiro's dad or his grandfather.
No, I think that.
Well,
old. He's quite old, so chances are his family has been a thorn in that demon's side probably since the get-go.
So I want you guys to rewatch a specific episode because they tell you there's a huge subtle hint at his lineage, and when you guys see it, it's gonna blow your mind.
Which episode?
I can't remember. I can't remember the episode, but you guys remember that flashback that Muzan had
When they first met?
when who first met?
When Tanjiro and Muzan first met. That flashback?
Mm-mm. There is another flashback. Oh my god, I can't think of the episode. And without spoiling it, because I want you guys to rewatch it so you can appreciate it. Oh,
Think of something that happens in the episode that doesn't pertain to that part.
I can't. It's so subtle. No, you know what? And I remember. It's when Muzan is in the city and they bump into Tanjiro.
That's what I'm saying.
He goes into the alleyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Muzan has that flashback. I want you guys to rewatch that scene of the flashback, and I want you to pay attention to that flashback, and it's going to drop a huge subtle hint for you of Tanjiro's lineage.
I
Okay.
think what you're talking about. And remember the leader of the Demon Slayers, he drops a hint too.
There's subtle hints all over the anime, and
Yeah,
you don't catch them, they're easily missed.
Few of them, which is why I can kind of say I have a feeling I know which direction the story's going to go because of that fact. Right now, they're hinting at that his family has history, and that's kind of how they did it. Both sides have made comments and showed flashbacks that have illustrated what may be his family history.
Right.
You also have his father's statements in the flashback that he had. What was it? The last episode, right before he mixed his father's dance with his sword style.
Hinokami Kagura.
Yep. And all of a sudden he gained incredible power through it. So I mean,
I don't know that. His sister Nezuko awakened in that episode.
Yep. There's definitely a great delivery in how they're developing the story. Everyone is really excited about the next season because they've left these morsels of the sweetest chocolate you can find in a story.
And not to mention, all right, so towards the final episodes, we get this. First of all, we encounter the first of the lower five. I mean the lower ranks, right? The lower moons.
Yeah, you got your top henchmen, top villain henchmen. You know.
Yeah, like when we first encountered the lower moons, I didn't really register that they were the lower moons until it was said. I thought they were. I thought there were. I didn't know there were upper and lower moons. I thought there was only moons. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But now that makes sense because it's 12 moons, upper and lower, right?
Right.
So that's just crazy. So we haven't even seen the upper moons in the movie, in the movie, or like any hint. What? We haven't seen no upper moons yet.
see a couple of them, but
We haven't seen it.
but I think only one of them is a high tier.
No, we have no. We only seen the lower moons. We haven't seen any of the upper moons.
Only seen lower moons.
Okay. I thought
But
we
it-
had seen one higher moon, and it was that chick.
No, and Muzan got pissed. Remember, he killed all the lower moons except for one because he said the lower moons are constantly being swapped out, but the upper moons haven't been changed for centuries.
Oh,
Hey, this is gonna. What was the little Spider Prince kid, the one that they end up fighting?
That was lower 5.
Yeah.
That was lower 5.
Anybody else get a weird Killua vibe from him?
Ah,
I
I don't know. I got a weird Killua vibe out of him, man.
I got a weird. He's a crazy and want a family type vibe.
I mean, that's Killua.
Yeah, I guess.
Killua's families were assassins.
That's true. But yeah, no. So we only saw the lower 5s. We got to see all. I mean, the lower moons. Got to see all of them.
How
And
about the backstory and character development of the first lower moon they fight, the Spider Kid?
I'm gonna be honest. His character. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was really character. Was it character? Is it considered character development or a character backstory?
His relationship, you see, it's just a flashback only at the end of all of it of why he wanted a family so bad.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
at the same time, you also see the different circumstances of each of a few of the family members and the struggles both they and he dealt with being demons and seeking a human connection that was lost.
That's true.
The one thing that I think, the one tidbit of humanity that he had left to hold on to. And so that's what he sought it out, you know?
Yeah. And then like, all right. So Black Clover. So if we're talking about stuff like that, Black Clover definitely has some things that.
Black Clover,
Huh?
season,
Hmm?
Black Clover, 3 seasons of development on it.
Yeah, it had 3 seasons of development, but the development was pretty good, especially like.
First season development was quick.
No.
Quick on that.
I'm talking about when they got to the arc with when they finally revealed what's going on with the elves.
Yeah. That was well paced. But you know, with shows like that I mean, there were filler episodes.
There was a lot of filler episodes.
There were slow points within the arc. There were slow points within the story because I mean it's a long story.
And it's still continuing, so they're going to draw it out.
There is little to no fat. It is pure meat. You know, that's how it feels at least because they pace it so well.
Yeah. But I think that's the underlying difference between that and Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer draws you in every episode.
Yeah, I also believe that the content within Demon Slayer is far more tailored to young adults and adults, whereas Black Clover has a more wide range in audience.
But you also got to look at how many episodes there are. I mean, how many are there of fucking Demon Slayer? There's like 24, right?
25, but it doesn't matter.
25.
It doesn't matter. Demon Slayer's coming out.
There's like 150 of Black Clover though.
Yeah, and like a third of it is filler, and then not to mention, Demon Slayer is so good, and it has such a good following. It's coming out with a movie.
In my opinion, Black Clover doesn't have filler. It's another anime like One Piece. Like everything that's happening is happening for real in the show though. Like it's part of their own like side characters' character development.
I'm not saying that. I agree, but I'm just saying like.
But
At least that's how I see it. I don't see it as filler. I just see it as side development almost.
Yeah, you can still look at it
I
that
can
way.
see that. You made me think of a few of the spots that were they weren't filler. They were clearly character development, but it they spend a whole episode doing it, you know? And sometimes that stuff kind of felt like it was dragging on. With a huge story like that, that's totally normal, and they've done it quite well. I don't have a problem with
Yeah,
it.
I'm
It's
not
not,
saying that. I'm just saying.
not more than I would expect or more than I could bear. With
I'm just
Demon Slayer,
saying. Demon
it's a very
Slayer.
fast story, you know, and so they get to the point really quick. The story progresses at a steady pace to an ending that's probably going to finish long before Black Clover reaches its end.
Right.
You know,
I like how the fact that Demon Slayer gets to the point and every episode draws you in to like
yeah. But
by the time you finish, you're like, I'm done.
yeah, once it's gone, you're going to be done with it. You know, whereas Black Clover, you'll be able to enjoy for a longer time. You grow up with in animes like Black Clover, you grow up with the character. And stories like Demon Slayer, it's an epic you never forget. So
All
they
right.
both have qualities.
So all right. So based on everything that we've actually spoken about, which one, boys?
I mean, I can't compare them. They're both fantastic, and as I said, one you grow up with, watch for years. You know, another one is a fantastic short epic
And
that has barely begun. If I
Yeah, I
had
was
to
gonna
pick
say,
one, I'm more inclined to Demon
all
Slayer.
right. Well, then here's my question because I said this earlier in the video. Said this earlier. Which one is binge? And not necessarily cringe. It has its cringy moments, but it's just binge. But which one is binge worthy?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I had to go with Demon Slayer.
I feel like that's unanimous. Like you could get lost. You could get lost in Demon Slayer. Never bat an eyelid.
Let's be completely honest though. They're both animes that you can binge ultimately.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm.
I, and that's the problem. They're both absolutely binge worthy.
To each their own, honestly.
You got to put it. This is how I'd put these two anime because I mean they're different anime in their size, so it's pretty much they're both binge worthy, but one's binge worthy for 3 days and the other's binge worthy for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now.
And plus, we're judging Demon Slayer before the full story is told. You know.
Yeah.
And we've already like essentially evolved up to the main part of Asta's story in Black Clover. Like,
But there's still a lot of mystery with Asta. We don't know much about his demon. We don't.
But we now know a whole lot more about what's going on. You know, going through the whole elf arc was a great introduction to it. Where
That's true.
Demon Slayer's entire epic will fill what that first arc did when it's done. And we're right now we're judging Demon Slayer only off the very first season. So it's unfair to compare to and say one's binge worthy off less than 20 episodes where the other one has more than 50.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, we already just made our decision for the most part. We all said Demon Slayer.
I'm biased.
And don't get me wrong. I know it's a tough decision because you're right. They're both binge episodes. They're both shows you can binge. And I'm not saying that. That's why I asked.
And you know it's on hiatus right now because of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean that's if nothing else, that's a reason to make people wear masks. All right.
I'd do it for Demon Slayer.
But yeah, so I feel like, and me myself personally, I feel that the character development is way greater in Demon. That's just me though. Even though we haven't seen the full, the scene. I feel like we haven't seen the full entirety of the character development for that show, but from what I've seen, I was like, wow, you know,
Absolutely.
especially like how, especially it was like his whole family was slaughtered. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. In terms of, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In terms of content, it's far more adult.
All right. Well, I think that's really it. So we decided they're both binge worthy. Just that Demon Slayer
That good.
is that good that it comes out on top even over an anime that has way more episodes and has way more actual development that we've seen. You know?
Yeah.
I can live with that.
If one's a great anime to watch, the other one will blow the doors off, you know?
Mm. What do you think, Chris? Or Stro, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like they're both good anime in their own respect. Um, yeah, it's just listen. I'm off the next 2 days. I plan on binging Black Clover anyway. So I mean, you know,
Do it, man.
I'm probably not gonna do
It
well.
is worth it. It is worth it. Especially to see like Asta's growth. You know?
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah. All right. I think we got down to it. Anybody got any I'm sorry, anybody got anything else to say?
Yes, I would like to drop my 3 last F bombs.
No.
Okay. I'll save them for next time. Don't worry.
Yes, please do. Cobalt.
You made it the whole time without any F bombs.
I did drop 2.
He dropped 2.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ah. There you go.
I got 3 more for next episode. Don't worry.
No, we got 3. We can only have 3 per episode, and that was 3 right there.
Damn.
Risky.
5. There's 5. All right, I'm happy. I can die happy.
Y'all set me up for it, man.
No, we didn't, man. All right, boys. But yeah, I'm glad you guys could join me for this one. I felt like this one was something that needed to be done. And to be honest with you, like I really enjoyed talking about this one, especially because I love these 2 animes so much. Especially Demon. I don't know why. I feel like Demon Slayer's all the same.
Yeah, it's very good. Very well made.
All right. But other than that, this has been another episode of Binge or Cringe. If you agree with anything that we said, or if we interest you in actually picking up and watching these anime, if you haven't yet, please do so. Also, leave a comment or any comments or anything that you may agree or disagree with what we said in the comment area. I'm sorry, not area. And also, if you do like the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Keep watching. I got more Binge or Cringe episodes coming. It'll be great to hear from you guys about what we're doing. So, and we really enjoy doing this. So, it's
Also,
a fun time.
I would like to add, if anybody can just add one little cringy part to Demon Slayer in that comment section, I would like to read it. Just say it.
Oh yeah, no. If you can find something that's cringe worthy about Demon Slayer,
and it can't be nitpicky.
I implore you. No, I implore you. I challenge you. Put it in the comment section.
It's a challenge, bro. Y'all got to do it now.
But other than that, glad to have all the boys with me. I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I just made it known. Later.
Beats by Dino.